But they hadn't been responsible, had they? They'd simply been controlling. The weekly calls had dwindled. The grandchildren's visits stopped. Even the Christmas cards came signed with just their names. No personal messages, no updates, no love. Margaret stood carefully, her knees cracking in protest. Through the small attic window, she could see her neighbor's daughter pulling into their driveway, arms full of groceries for her aging parents. Such a simple act of care. Yet it felt like watching a scene from another universe. "There are more boxes," she said, gesturing to the corner. "I should go through them all, decide what to keep." "What would you keep?" Carmen asked, helping Margaret to her feet. "If you could only save a few things?" The question caught her off guard. She looked around the attic, at the physical remnants of 30 years of motherhood. Baby clothes she'd carefully preserved in tissue paper. School art projects labeled with proud dates and descriptions. Photo albums chronicling every milestone, every achievement, every moment she'd thought worth remembering. "I don't know anymore," she admitted. "Everything I thought was worth saving. They've already decided it's worthless." They made their way back downstairs, Margaret gripping the railing tighter than she'd like to admit. In the hallway, she caught her reflection in the mirror, silver hair neat as always, clothes clean and pressed, the picture of a well-maintained elderly woman. Only her eyes gave away the toll of the past 6 months. "I got a letter from David's firm yesterday," she said as they reached the bottom. "They're handling a class action lawsuit about elder financial abuse. Isn't that ironic? My son protects other elderly people's assets while restricting my access to my own." Carmen set her bag down again, clearly sensing there was more Margaret needed to say. "The thing is," Margaret continued, moving to the living room window where she could watch the maple leaves continuing their dance, "they're right about one thing. The money probably won't last as long now. I'll probably need help someday. But they've solved that problem by making sure I know I can't count on them for it." She turned back to Carmen, her spine straightening with a resolve that surprised even her. "I'd like to look at those brochures now. The ones about legal assistance." Carmen raised an eyebrow. "Are you thinking of contesting their control?" "No," Margaret said, settling into her armchair. "I'm thinking of protecting what's left. Not just the money, my dignity, my right to make mistakes, my ability to love imperfectly without being punished for it." As Carmen pulled out the materials, Margaret's phone